the only viewer that view it. So it's not really up. It feels like a waste at times. Not even gonna lie. But I'm back with making another podcast video. I don't know where to start, but I guess I'm gonna just start jibber jabbing and see where it goes. So, to everyone that feel like that feel less of themselves, to everyone that feels like they're not good enough, to those that feel like they're outsiders or the odd one out, to those that feel like they're loners, a lone wolf, this podcast is for you. If you're a good-hearted person, that's good. You should remain that way. You could treat people so good, even the people that's not just as good as you. But never ever respect the same in return, because not everyone have the mindset that you have. Not everyone have the same heart that you have. Not everyone has the same intuition and good intentions that you have. Not everyone can see you for you, and not everyone is you. Don't worry about being valid. Stop expecting validations. You don't need to explain why you're the person you are. You don't need no explanations. You are you. You ain't as Deloitte to come here in the form that you are. He brought you here in the form you are. Reincarnation is real. You must have made mistakes in your last life, so it's probably catching up to you in this life. But don't let nobody lower you for who you are. If you know that you're a good ass person, stay that way. Sometimes you gotta isolate yourself from people. Sometimes you have to not have so many friends. Sometimes you have to not go to those parties. Sometimes you should just be home. Because the minute you around other people, you're around different energies. Good, bad, evil, whatever. You're around people that's not as fortunate as you. So they're not as happy as you. Their heart isn't in a good place like yours are. It's not on your level. Not everyone is on your level. There's only one of you. So you shouldn't expect someone to be like you or close to it. Because if everybody expected that, then you would be copying. That would be a copycat. Don't expect the same in return. Don't expect validations. Don't even worry about that shit. And don't explain nothing to nobody. If you know that you're a good ass person, that's all that matters. If they don't see that shit, so be it. That's on them. I was always the type in school that hung around the people that didn't fit in. And I didn't care. Why? Because the popular kids mostly end up dead today. The people that try to live the fast life, they end up dead. Quick. The outcasts, they the ones that live the longest. They stay to their self. They don't fuck with nobody. But they the same ones that get bullied in school. They the same ones that get overlooked. But they the same ones that people sleep on. And then they wonder why. Those are the same ones that end up making it. But the popular ones, when they grow up or whatever, they have the audacity to downgrade you. Ignore that shit. Let that shit literally go in one ear and out the goddamn other. Because the minute they feel like they have power over your emotions, that's the minute that you done allowed them to do so. It's like you gotta hit a switch. You gotta turn that switch off. The I don't care switch. You gotta literally turn that bitch off. I don't care. Because the minute you have to care, That's the minute when you feel like you gotta have that validation. That's the minute when you feel like you have to give that explanation. That's the minute that you feel like you have to compete with another human being. That's the feeling when you feel like you have to be someone else you're not, just to be accepted for who you supposed to be are. Stop it. This may not make sense to some, but I know it makes sense to others. Okay? Self-love is the best thing you could give yourself. Because it's so easy for a person that's not you to hate you. It's so easy for a person that's not you to not like you, even for no apparent reason. It's so easy for you to allow that same energy that's being drawn to you to actually be stored into you. And then you start to believe it after a while. Because that's all you heard. That's all you was hearing all your life, or for X amount of time. That's all you think you know. Because that's all you literally heard. Your eyes are the windows to your soul. You see killings, you see negative energy around you, then you're going to think negative thoughts. And then you be depressed. And then your reality become a negative lifestyle. So you watching horror movies and killings and all this shit, and you watching the news and this, that, and the third, 9 times out of 10, you're going to feel sorry for those people. Yeah, you blessed because you're not in those situations. But you still feel sorry. You still feel depressed. You still feel like, damn, what if it was me? You still feel like, why did I last this long? Everybody else dying. Why did I last this long? It starts to kill you in a way. Because for people like me that have a good heart, that's seen shit that they can't unsee, it tears them apart. And then to live every day to see it over and over and over again, it fucks you up. So people can have the tendency to say, it could be worse. Yes, your life could be worse. But guess what? Guess what? It could also be better. If we really took the time to count how many dead bodies ever was in this world, you know how many good-hearted people will probably turn evil? If you literally just watch the things that was censored because it was so fucked up. And for good-hearted people that really care about other people, even complete strangers, that breaks your heart. That does something to people's mentality. That really damages a person, even though it wasn't them that had that done to them. If you got a good heart, you still feel that shit just as bad. Just as bad, even though it wasn't you that got your life taken. You can still feel that same pain just as bad because you have that good heart. But people can also have the audacity, like I said, to make it seem like, oh, but it was you so fortunate. Yeah, Jesus, why am I so fortunate? They say don't question the Lord. But good-hearted people, we feel fucked up inside when we see the shit that happens to our younger sisters and brothers. And that could have been us. They say count your blessings. There's so many times I came face to face to almost death. But I'm still here. I count my blessings. I do. I don't care what nobody says. I do count my blessings. That's another thing. Some people that was the people that never fit in, it feels kind of hard to open up. I'm one of them types. I don't like opening up. And when I open up, I spill everything because I don't open up. People may say, oh, you need therapy. Oh, you need a psychiatrist. Guess what? They get paid to tell you what the fuck they supposed to tell you. So you paying somebody to tell you what they supposed to tell you versus what they should tell you. Not gonna happen. I had a couple of them. Not gonna happen. They get paid to say those things. Not gonna happen. The best therapist is Jesus Christ himself. The therapist ain't here to make sure I eat. The therapist ain't here to make sure I'm clothed. The therapist ain't here praying with me. They ain't comforting me when I'm crying and breaking down. They ain't here. Jesus is, though. Because if he wasn't, I would have been gone. Let me tell you something else. When I say you shouldn't care about what people think, this is exactly what I mean. Don't care what people think. Point blank, period. Don't care. People can put their 2 cents in whatever they feel as though they should. So what? So what? Because the minute you feel like you taking into what they're saying, even though you know yourself and you know your aches and pains and you know your happy moments, you take it in what they saying, you start to care about what they say. And then it attacks your mindset. The minute it attacks your mindset, you feel like you gotta be somebody you're not, just to be accepted. Versus you trying to grow and be someone that you was called to be. Saying fuck the validations. Think about all them young girls, right? And dudes that people talk so much shit about, and then they end up resorting to the dark shit. Not everybody that get talked down on push through that shit, because not everybody is already formed out the womb to be built for the shit. For example, reincarnation. Like I said, reincarnation is real. You don't know what you did in your last life. You probably killed somebody in your last life. So guess what? This life, you're gonna be homeless, you're gonna be fucked up, you're gonna be sick, ill. You never know. Karma is real. You may not get it in this life. You may get it in the next life. Or you probably had it in the last life. And maybe Jesus brought you here to give you another chance before you go to heaven or hell. Stop worrying about what people say. They can't sit on a pedestal like Jesus Christ and tell you your sins and then accept you into the gates of heaven. So don't worry about what nobody tell you. The only person that can judge you inside and out, through and through, is Jesus Christ. He created you. He brought you here. You're alive and breathing. You're here for a reason. Even if you don't know what it is, even if it don't make sense. Maybe sometimes I don't know what it is. Maybe sometimes it don't make sense. Maybe sometimes I still question the Lord. And maybe sometimes he still try to teach me lessons. People tend to talk about their problems. I am too. People tend to do that. They do. They tend to talk about their problems. But they never once stop to say, why do I have these problems? They just go to the reality. Yes, because we're on earth. Okay. But what about when we're dead and our soul leave this earth? Then what, huh? What's next? People so caught up in the reality of the planet Earth and everything that's in it that they forget the bigger picture. You could have been dead in your womb, or you could have came out even more fucked up than what you are. Think about the babies that are already like that. Peace and blessings to them. But you're here. You know that there's definitely a devil out there, and there's definitely demons. People kill every goddamn day, and no remorse is behind it. So if it's something like that existed, it has to be a God out there that's called Jesus Christ, that is your Lord and Savior. Every day you wake up, you're supposed to thank God. Not everybody wake up out their sleep. In fact, a couple times I thought I didn't. I thought I wouldn't. When I was younger, I feel like I did have actual demons over me. Let me explain. Some people may call it sleep paralysis, but this is not that. You ever had a dream where you tried to scream and nothing came out? Ever had a dream where you tried to move and you just could not move, not one fucking body part? You ever had a feeling when you tried to open your eyes, you couldn't open them? They felt like they was like fucking spell closed shut. And then when you did open your eyes, all you see was a dark shadow over you. That was the shit I was going through. That was me. I was terrified. So if there's something like that that fucking exists, it gotta be a Jesus Christ out there. Let me tell you another thing. Your eyes are the window to what you see. Your ears are your hearing aid, of course, to the things you hear. Your mouth is powerful. Your words is powerful. Powerful. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. You speak negative things happen to you. And then you wonder why it happens to you or around you or to the people you care about. If all you see in your heart is the bad shit that happened to you, then it's going to keep happening to you. But people don't believe that. But then they got a nerve to be mad at Jesus Christ. Or to be mad at the things around them. But they never try to figure out why. Why? But they rather rage rather than understand and get answers. One thing about the devil is he don't like humans. He can't stand us. He wants us all dead. That's his whole goal. So when you make the wrong choices, he's clapping his hands and smiling at you. Literally. When you're crying, he's rubbing his hands together like, yes, like a gremlin. He's getting exactly what he wants. You to be miserable. That's exactly what he wants. His whole goal is to crush, kill, and destroy. He don't have to physically kill you to kill you. He can kill you mentally, psychologically, spiritually, soulfully. For those Christians out there, those Christians, y'all get targeted more. I was saved October the 11th of Monday, 2021. That was the day I cried out to the Lord. And I just wanted to be over. I wanted to be saved. Because I didn't have nothing else that I could possibly give but my heart to the Lord. I could have went down a dark path. I could have gave up. Sometimes I still feel like that. I still feel like I should give up. But that's exactly what the devil wants. He wants exactly that. So he's going to have people around me, around you, that will say things that will hurt. Or he will have you say things that will hurt other people. And then those actions or words that you say is going to come with reactions from other people. Or words from what they're saying. You're just lighting the fire for the devil to have a party. That's all it is. You're giving him the same energy that he wants you to pour out. He don't like humans. Why you think there's killers out here that don't have no remorse? They would kill a baby if they could. No fucking remorse. They're demons. They're working for the devil. People say don't judge nobody. You shouldn't judge anybody. Blood is thicker than water, but water's more moving than blood. When you get good water, hold on to that good water. They also say, keep your friends closer and your enemies closer. Stay on your toes. But what they also said was, protect your energy. You can love a person, but you can love them from a goddamn distance. That includes your friends. That includes even your blood. Because even your blood could not even give a crap about you. It's possible. They're human too. They just your blood. They just wind up being your blood. That does not mean that they have to love you and care for you. Oh, because they're your blood, they're supposed to treat you right? You think this is the world we live in? No. No, it's not. I had to learn that the hard way from my own mother. But that's another story. Your own blood could care two shits about you. Blood is thicker than water, Yeah, okay. But water is more moving than blood. I had friends do shit for me before my family ever would. And that's real facts. And when my family heard about it, all they had was questions. Questions. And some of them even said, the friends that you have now, you ain't gonna have them 5 years from now. Guess what? I at least have 2 of them. Actually, 3 of them. So I fooled them. I fooled them. Because they tried to jinx my friendships and my relationship. It wasn't finna happen. I still have at least 3 of them. Really more, but I ain't really about to go on that topic. Because the 3 that I'm talking about, they are the closest to me. They are the closest to me. Because they've been there every time I needed them. Mentally. Which is the thing I need the most. If this is relatable to any of you, like I said, this podcast is for you. If a person ever called you weak, you're not weak because you're still alive. You ain't take your life out. The weak are the people that actually commit the suicide. The weak are the people that actually resort to killing other people. Going down the dark path, the darkest motherfucking path they could possibly ever do. I'm a strong human being. I went through shit that could have changed me into a fucking A. That's another thing. You can't expect a person to give you your props. Even when they give you your props and then they fuck around and take it away. Stop expecting the validations. And you don't need to explain shit to nobody. They're not you. They wasn't you when you was growing up. They wasn't with you when you was growing up. Who cares? Because they don't care. When certain people say things about your lowest or your flaws, you gotta learn to turn that light switch of the I care off into the I don't care, to protect your energy. If you know who you are as a person, that's all that matters. If I die today or tomorrow, I know I died a good person. Yeah, I didn't have the shit I'm supposed to have in life. Yeah, I didn't accomplish the things I wish I could accomplish. But guess what? I was a good ass person. A good ass person. And that's what I'm going to carry to my grave. Nobody can take that away from me. Ever. Because I am a good ass person. People used to always ask me, you care too much for people. Why do you care so much for people? They said, stop caring so much for people. You got a big heart. That's how I know I'm a good ass person. And it wasn't one person that said it. It was so many people that said it in my life. And I hold on to that shit. And I honor that shit. Because I know I'm a good ass person. So even when people try to downgrade me, fuck them. Because I'm a good ass person. If I don't have that fuck 'em mentality, 9 times out of 10 it's going to make me dark. That goes for anybody that have a good ass heart. Because it's like people don't see the good in you. Not everybody's going to see the good in you. So you can't expect what you dish out to get back in return. Because not everybody's going to see you for you. Point blank, period. I remember when my grandmother, we used to have long conversations. She used to say if I could move away and get away from everybody and be by myself, I would. I said, Grandma, why you say that? She said, I would. I didn't even understand. Like, she didn't, like, yeah, I knew about the things she went through and all the other stuff, you know. I know, and now I'm older, I definitely freaking know. Because I say the same goddamn thing now. And I'm only 23. She said it when she was in her 60s. Y'all be sleeping on them elderlies. Respect your elders. But I said, Grandma, why you say that? Now I know why she said that. I freaking know why she said that. Because if I could, I would. I would live off the goddamn grid. I will abandon all technology, abandon all social media, and I will be one with nature. If I could. Yeah, I mean, I know how to survive, but I don't care. Guess what? I would have to learn. Versus me being in this world we call Earth today, living the lifestyle that we have to work for white people, and we still broke as a bitch. And we grown old, still working, and then we retire and we old and gray, and that's it. Or we working and now we gotta get the vaccinations. Or we working and then you fuck around and get fired. Even for no fucking reason, just because you're extendable. People always have the tendency, because when I get mad, when I'm mad and I start talking, a lot of things don't make sense because I'm mad. I rather fucking, when I'm mad, when I was younger, when I was mad, I just fought. I didn't do all that yelling and screaming. I just fought. Like, that's all you could ask my sisters. That's all I did was fought. I even fought them. They fought me. We fought. That's all we did. So me going back and forth with a person is brand spanking fucking new, because all I did was fought when I was mad. Even if I lost, so what? I fought. So when I argue, it don't always make sense, because I'm not used to arguing. I hate that shit. Okay? So not everything gonna come out making total sense, especially when I'm mad and I'm angry. No. I know me more than anybody. Just because I don't tell you about myself, who cares? What you need to know me for? You can't change me. You either want to accept it, or just, hey, I can't change a person either. I can't change you. You can't change me. So accept or reject. You can't force everybody to stay in your life. You can't force everybody to like you. You can't force everybody to respect you. So you shouldn't have to worry about validations or explanations, or expecting the same things that you dish out in return. Even your blood. Oh, because they're your blood, they supposed to... What? This is not the world we live in. The Lord says, this is not our world. I'm not from here. I'm only in it. But you know how some people say, they say you could have the world is yours. The world is literally for the devil. This whole planet is literally... Jesus, oh my gosh. Okay. Lucifer was an angel. But he was mad at the devil. His disciples was mad at the devil. I mean, take that back. Hold up. Lucifer was mad at God. Even his own disciples was mad at God, because if God demands something, you supposed to do it. No rejections, no beating around the bush. You do it. So they was mad, and they did some stuff, and Lucifer got removed from heaven. He was brought down to the planet that you're in right now. So this is where he plays. They say the world is yours. Yeah, that sounds like a... Don't get attached to that. Because the minute you say the world is yours, the next mindset is... What? For some of y'all, is I gotta chase the bag. And half of y'all, most of y'all chasing the bag. What are you doing to get to the bag? What are you doing to get to the top? Not everybody gonna do the right thing to get to the bag or get to the top. It's literally the devil's playground. You want this bag? You gotta do this. You want this car? You gotta do this. You want this house? Look, do this. You mad? It's alright. Here, take a drink. Get drunk. Roll a little blunt while you at it. You mad? You like women? Go fuck them. You mad? You like men? Go date them. That's all he do. He manipulates. He deceives. You shouldn't be so naive. Your thoughts become your reality. That's why they say watch what you watch on TV. Be careful what you watch on TV. Be careful what you hang around, your friends, your peers. Be careful what you surround yourself with. Yes, even on a fucking computer, television screen. Be careful what your eyes see, what your ears hear, and what you witness around you. Because all of that will play a part into how you take that in, grasp, and project it out of you. For an example, as a child growing up, if you was abused all your life, you're probably going to be abusive to the next. That's why they say somebody got to break the chain. If not, it's going to keep continuing. It's like a cycle. It's literally a cycle. So, with that being said, that just concluded exactly what the point I was just trying to make. That is the whole point I'm trying to make. And that's another thing. When bad things do happen to a person that seems to be doing everything right, you're not perfect. You're not doing everything right. Let's make that perfectly clear. No one's perfect. You could be doing a lot of things right, but that doesn't mean you're doing every single thing in your life right. No one is doing every single goddamn thing in their life right. They're not Miss Perfect, Mr. Perfect, perfectionist. They not that at all. Only Jesus himself is that way. You can sin without even knowing that you committed a sin. Without even knowing. That's why they say every day when you wake up, thank the Lord. Before you go to sleep, say a prayer. Count your blessings. You can sin without knowing that you did so. But if you know right from wrong, then you know goddamn well you just did it. Even if you may say, oh, that's the new norm. Yeah, you're normalizing it because that's the lifestyle, or that's life. Or that's because there's already a couple people that do the same thing. Okay, well listen. When you reach to Jesus, he is not going to say, okay, Vanessa, you, Blaze, and Jesse did this, that, and the third. No, hell no. He ain't going to do all that. He going to come for one person. He's going to hold you accountable for your own actions. They ain't no, oh, but that, no. No excuses. That's one thing you could do. You can fool your people around you. You may be able to play people around you, but you cannot play Jesus. And the minute you do that, you reject him, he will reject you in the kingdom of heaven. My cousin's now wife, she got into an argument with someone I knew. And in the heat of the moment, that person she was arguing with was talking about the Lord. And the wife said, well, I wish God take his hands off me. Guess what? She almost died later. She got into a severe car accident because she said such. You don't play with God. Because the minute he take his hands off you, the devil will come and play. It is not no game. Y'all say life is not a joke. Guess what? Your soul and spirit is not a joke. Okay, yeah, life is one thing. You live and die. But guess what? Your soul moves on to one place or the other. Or to get trapped. One or the other. The Bible is the number one best history book in humanity. The Bible talks about how the world was formed. It talks about the things that have been happening for the past thousands of years. And it talks about the 2,000 years of the last days that we have already been in for 2,000 years now. And it talks about the wars, the famines, the droughts, the natural disasters. It talks about all of that in the Bible. Everything that you ever seen on the news, in real world aspects, was talked about in the Bible. But people so afraid to pick it up. Why? Why? Ask yourself, if you're one of them, why are you so afraid to pick up a book that could possibly save you from going to hell, and give you hella knowledge? For those that are bookworms, pick up a goddamn Bible. What is you waiting for? To be dead and gone? Because you can't come back then to pick up the Bible and read it and save yourself. But the Bible is a history book. It also talks about how it will end. Guess what? That's also in the real world. It's also stated in the Bible. Corona, one of them, yes, in the Bible. Guess what? This is real life. But it was already talked about in the Bible. So you won't pick up that book because what? The Lord wants to have you to maintain faith. They say, how do you stay calm in the midst of a raging storm? The people that can't stay calm in the midst of bad shit happening, those are the people that don't have faith in God. They may be losing it, or they just never had it. And it could be due to them growing up, seeing shit happen or had shit happen to them, that's all they know is bad shit. Even if they may know that there's a Jesus out there, that's probably all they know though is the bad shit. So they don't think twice to pick up the Bible. They don't think twice to pray. They don't think twice to say thank you, Jesus. Instead they do the opposite. Be mad at them, question them, and hate life. Those are the people that you just gotta keep away from you, pray for, and love from a distance. Because if not, it's gonna affect you, especially if you're a Christian. Or a person that just tries to maintain positivity. Me growing up, I was always misunderstood. I was always misunderstood. But you know what? I understand myself. So what's understood by myself doesn't need to be explained. Unless it's to help someone else. This podcast is for you. You are a strong person. And you're worth everything. Don't let nobody tell you different. They tell you different, guess what? They telling it to themselves. The only time a person would downgrade another is when they not happy about themselves. They talk shit about you, they not happy with themselves. That's all it is. Because if a person is happy with themselves, they going to share their happiness with other people. They ain't going to bash you or take you down. They going to build you up. They going to reassure you. They going to let you know that you got it. Even if you know that you got it or think you got it or feel like you don't. They going to make sure you know that shit. Because they're happy and they want to make sure that they're sharing their happiness, because sharing is caring. But people that don't do such, they're not happy with themselves. So all they could do is come at another person. They come at another person to take the heat off of themselves, to feel probably better about themselves in comparison. If you worried about being compared, then you feel like you gotta compete. You gotta copycat another person. You gotta change yourself to be accepted versus you being true to yourself. I know I'm a good ass person, and I am strong, because I went through shit that could have took me out, or I could have did some shit that I could definitely go to hell for. I am a strong person, and I said what I said. And I care. I have a good heart. People around me always say you care too much, so I honor that. You can't downgrade me if I know my worth. You can say what you want, but you can't take me away from me. And that's what I'm gonna hold forever. So, for those that are outcasts, outsiders, lone wolves, the people that was slept on in school, don't worry about validations, and don't explain shit to nobody. Stay true to yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. No one else is going to love you like you can love you. Let me say that one more time. No one else can love you like you love you. At the end of the day, all I'm going to have is me, myself, and I. On Judgment Day, I'm going to be held accountable for my own actions. So all I have is me, myself, and I. Because no one else can take my actions and have it as theirs. No one else can be me. For so long, I practiced on self-love. Growing up, I always felt ugly. I always felt hated. And I always felt like I wasn't good enough. But the same people that made me feel like that, most of them are dead now. Or they don't like themselves. Or they try to butter themselves up to make themselves feel good, knowing goddamn well it's not even what that is. They just wanted the heat taken off of them, so they bullied you. A bully will be a bully when they're not happy with themselves. And that's, like I said, that's the whole checkered play of the devil. To crush, kill, and destroy. You could be the happiest person. I was watching this video on YouTube a few hours ago. This Japanese girl. She was a straight A student. She had everything going. She was doing everything right. She was kidnapped and she was in hell for 44 days. And when I say hell, I mean she was kidnapped and tortured for 44 days. Lighter fluid and all. She was fucking tortured. And some people saw it and didn't even fucking help her. But that goes back to what I said. When people say, oh, but that could have been you. Guess what? Yes, it could have been me. Yeah, I should count my blessings. But maybe we supposed to have heroes too. And when there's not them, you expect me to react in the way I do. Oh, because that wasn't me. That wasn't me in the situation. But I have a good ass fucking heart though. If I witnessed it, 9 times out of 10 I will risk my life for it. But you saying what you saying. How can you say such? The only people that can say something like that is the people that wouldn't do shit about it. Or if they don't see it through your vision. That girl was fucked up, yo. She was really fucked up. That she was so fucked up they had to censor it. And even still, I could see the shit that happened to her. They really fucked her up. And it was a group of men. Nothing but men. That makes me hate being a female, because it's so easy for a dude to overpower a female. And the skinnies I'm in, all I gotta do is pick my little ass and take me in the car. This YouTuber, this famous YouTuber, her name is Zasha. She have a family. Her lover, of course. Their YouTube channel is The Project Family. She's such a good ass person, and it always happens to the good people. She's such a good ass person. They just got a house. They was moving furniture from one house to another house. She stopped at an abandoned gas station and was almost kidnapped by two big men. She was 5 feet. I am 5'4". She was trained to use weapons, but guess what? You can't fight two big ass men. One was trying to pick her up and hold her down, and the other one was running up on her. This world is a man's world, because women cannot survive in this shit alone. We get raped and killed. See, a man can fight another man, no problem. But for a female, we not built like y'all. We don't have them muscles like y'all have. Yeah, we could learn to fight. We could do that. But guess what? We still can't outbeat a fucking dude. Because if that was the case, you know how many girls would have saved themselves if they could? You know how many lives would have been saved if they could? It's a man's world. And a man needs a female. Because this world is so fucking cold. You need someone affectionate. You need someone that's passionate. So you don't fuck around and go crazy. But guess what? Us women, we need that too. We need that too. We need it. But not everyone can be okay with asking for it. Not everybody even get it. Y'all need it, but we need it too. Because without it, we would go crazy. We would probably be like fucking Bonnie. We would lose our shit. Women can be just as dark. So if you got a good female in your life, you better cherish her. You better freaking cherish her. Same thing with the dudes. Cherish them. Because it's not a lot of love in this world. It's not a lot of love in it. It's not. But when you have it, you better keep that. You better freaking keep that. Because if you let it go, that's it. Why would you let something go that you could have kept? Why? For what? What was the purpose of that? What was the goddamn purpose of that? Not everybody get the love and you just let that shit go. Why? And then some people, they be left bitter, numb, heartless because of it. Because of the lack of love. So if you have it and you take advantage of it, you need to not do so. And if you have it and it's received to you, then you should return it back. Because if not, a person will feel unappreciated. Even when they know that they just feel unappreciated. Because for us women, we go to certain lengths to make sure our men don't be no serial killers or don't do shit that will really fuck their own life up. So when us women, we ask for little things that y'all probably would never fucking do. Do it. Because women, if a real man asks a real woman, they will bend over backwards for y'all. Bend over backwards and do whatever the fuck they should to make sure that you don't go crazy. Even if that means they go fucking crazy. And that's where the unappreciative part, because when we go crazy, who else is going to make us not crazy? When we try to keep you from going crazy and we feel like we going crazy, are you going to keep me from going crazy? I kept you from going crazy. Now, can you keep me from going crazy? Because I can only be strong for you for so much. You can't always expect the person to be strong. We're not perfect. There are times when we have our weak days. In a world like this, how you expect someone to wake up every day and be strong? Even your own parents will. My mother. Even your own parents, they can appear strong. They can appear strong, but you don't know what they do. They probably crying in the bathroom. There are times when I see my loved ones, they act so strong. And behind closed doors, when I just so happen to be a witness, they breaking down. That's me, actually, to be honest. I show my weak side, but guess what? I'm still fucking strong. Because I lasted this long. So I am strong. And if I'm always strong for another person, someone has to be strong enough for me. Because if not, then you will lose sanity. So, like I said, this podcast is for people that are outsiders, lone wolves, people that was slept on, doubted. You're priceless and you're worth everything. For those that don't see your values, fuck them. Because the minute you care too much, you done lost your sanity. Fuck them. You can love them from a distance, but fuck them. Because if you care for one, then you gotta care for all. Because guess what? You got a big ass heart. But then if you care too much, then you lose yourself. Why? Because you got a big ass heart. Don't worry about what people say about you. If you know you for you. They wasn't growing up with you. They didn't come out the womb with you. And they wasn't having a shit that took place in your life that was fucked up. They wasn't getting that shit done to them too. Yeah, it might have been similar in their life, but it wasn't the same. It was not the same. And even a person that can say they can understand where you're coming from, they can't. If you was tortured in a certain way, and I understand your pain. No, you don't. You ain't feel that shit that I felt. You wasn't there with me. Yeah, you can understand to a certain extent. But you can't understand the full and depth of that experience. Stay true to yourself. Love yourself. Be more gentle on yourself. People say what they say about you. So what? So be it. Let it literally, like I said, go in one ear and out the other. You don't have to give two shits about it. Focus on you. Stay focused on how you planning on to grow. Turn that switch off. Turn it off. Sometimes you gotta do that. Just so that way you can be who you're supposed to be versus what they're trying to make you be. Because they're not okay with you for you in a way. If a person got a nerve to talk about you, then they are not okay with who you are fully. In a way. Yeah, it's one way. It's one thing to make a person see their things and want them to change, but then it's another thing to just be a total to be just straight negative about it. Let it go in one ear and out the other. Because if you don't, it's going to fuck you up. And you never will grow like that. And I say this due to my own experience. Especially growing up. Some people get so stuck in the past. But guess what? That little girl can never hear me say I love you. You can't time travel and say, little girl, little boy, you okay. You will be okay. I can't travel in time to love myself sooner. I can't travel in time to not try to fit in when I was trying to fit in until I realized I couldn't fit in and just said, fuck it. I'm okay with being an outcast. But what doesn't kill me make me stronger. So I'm not weak. I ain't resort to the crazy, insane shit that them psychopaths would. So I'm not weak. So, for anyone that says that, don't believe it. You are strong. You are loved. From people like me that actually cares, that make videos and give inspirational thoughts. You are loved. It's just so rare to find who loves. But you are loved. You're not alone. Because people go through similar stuff. Yeah, it's not the same things that you went through because we wasn't there with you. And our sincerest condolences go out to that. But you are not alone. You're not crazy. You're not insane. You just want to be loved. You just want to be loved. I'm going to end this podcast here. And if you watch, thanks for watching. My YouTube is Bada Love, aka It's Bada Baby Love 1224. My Instagram is It's Bada Baby Love 1224. I have Kick. I will have to get back into it once again. I think I have Spoon. I'm not sure. I will have to look again. But I do podcasts. I haven't did one recently until today, due to the fact that I already made like quite a few of them, and I didn't really get as much viewers at all, like not even like 5 or 10. So it kind of didn't push me to make another one, because I felt like I was literally just the only viewer, because I watch my own videos. It didn't push it just kind of like, it don't push me to do more like with the videos, because I don't get, it's like when you making long podcast videos and you spilling out the beans just to realize that you're the only viewer. Yeah. But who cares, right? Just gotta keep doing it, because eventually somebody's gonna see it. Love yourself. Put yourself first. Because all you have is yourself and the Lord, if you believe in Him. And smile.